Hey guys, this is another Bible study. We're going to learn about Jonah. We're going to learn a little bit about Jonah and what God wanted him to do and how he ran and how I kind of wish in a way, I don't want to get swallowed up by a whale, of course, but I kind of wish in a way this would happen to me in my life for him to show me, for God to show me what he wants me to do in my life. Specifically what he wants me to do in my life, so I can go that way. I know they say if you pray for it, you give your everything to God, you let him know, hey, I'm yours, you send me where you want me, he will show you. I have been praying for that for I'd say for the past couple of months since I've been studying. I'm just trying to find the true happiness in life, and that's through God, obviously, and him pulling you the way he wants you to go. So I'm going to read some verses out of the book of Jonah. Just to, obviously, I'm sure you guys already know the story, but I'm just going to read some verses through separate chapters just so we can get a full story of it. So Jonah chapter 1, verse 1. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, the great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come before me. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it to go with them to Tarshish and to the presence of the Lord, from the presence of the Lord. Obviously, he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to go to Nineveh to speak to them. So God wanted him to do that. He wanted to go and to preach to them people to turn from their wicked ways. And Jonah, he obviously didn't want to do that. So here comes the next verses of what God did. But the Lord sent a great wind. Now, of course, Jonah's still in the ship. The Lord sent a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, and so the ship was like to be broken. Then the mariners were afraid and cried to every man his God. They were all unto his own God. So that's not the God, the Father, obviously. And cast forth wares that wear the ship into the sea, to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the side of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep during all this. So the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy God, if so be that God will think upon us that we perish not. And they said, every one of his fellow, come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause is the evil upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. It was known, obviously, that Jonah was the issue during this. So, during all this, he's running away from God. God doesn't want him to, obviously wants him to do what he needs to do in his life. So God's causing a storm to happen in the sea. So they find out, it's Jonah. Jonah says, hey, it's me. And so Jonah pretty much told me to, put me in the sea, throw me into the sea, because he knows it's him. He knows, hey, I'm running from God. God knows, and God's going to do something about it. So they threw him into the sea, and then of course there's a great fish. I guess it was a huge whale. Don't know. It just says a great fish. I'm assuming it was a whale. Obviously it wasn't a shark. He would have been eaten up, probably died. So now the great fish, now the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. And then Jonah repented while he was in the belly of the fish. Then Jonah prayed unto the Lord of the great fish's belly, and said, I cried by reason of my affliction unto the Lord, and he heard me. Out of the belly of hell I cried, and thou heardest my voice. So he's repenting of what he's doing. He's repenting of going away from what God wanted him to do. Like I said, I don't want to be swallowed up by a whale, but it'd be cool. I mean, I don't want to say cool. It would be a blessing to have something like this just straight up in your face, and hey, this is what God wants me to do with my life. And so obviously the well spit him up at Nineveh. So, and the Lord spake unto the fish, and the fish it vomited Jonah upon the dry land. And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go into Nineveh, the great city, and preach unto it the preaching that I bid thee. So Jonah arose and went to the Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was exceeding great city of 3 days' journey. So he didn't spit him out on Nineveh, he had a walk to get there. So not only is he getting eaten up by a fish, now he's having to walk to get there. And he's making things harder than what obviously they need to be. But the point of this study for you, the point of this to what I want to bring out is that running away from the Lord and what He wants you to do in your life and not praying and not studying for it is going to make your life harder. Especially, obviously, as a Christian, it's going to make your life a lot harder. My life has been very, very hard. I'm blessed. I've got a roof above me. I got a house, got heating and air. We got food. I mean, I'm not rich, but I have the means to live. So I've been blessed in that way. What I mean by God will make you miserable is emotionally and mentally. Especially if you're not doing what He wants you to do. And it takes a lot of Christians forever to find this out. It took me forever to find this out because I haven't been a Christian for a very long time. And now at 33, almost 34 this month, I'm now saying, hey, do what you want. I want to know what you want me to do. And so that's one reason why I started this Bible study, because I feel like He's wanting me to do a Bible study. Obviously for me to learn, but for hopefully you guys to learn also, and for me to hopefully be a blessing to you guys, to give you some words of encouragement. The biggest thing of this is just don't run away. Don't run away from what God's want you to do. Let Him guide you in your life. And I promise you, He says it in the Bible, He will bless you. And He will show you the way that you need to go in your life. Just pray for it, study every single night, every single day, anytime you can. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back with another one. I'll keep doing this a lot every single day. I need to learn more about my Lord. Thank you guys.